Hi, I'm John with Ridgid. Today we're going to discuss the 300 complete as well as operate the 300 complete. 300 complete, the standard equipment that comes with the 300 complete is your 300 power drive, your 1206 stand, as well as your 311 carriage. Now the 311 carriage will include your 360 cutter, your 341 reamer, as well as a 811A universal die head. And this die head works in conjunction with a set of 1/2 and 3/4 inch NPT universal dies, as well as a set of 1 to 2 inch NPT universal dies. Along with that, you're also going to get the number 1452 tool tray that snaps onto place, as well as the 418 oiler and a gallon of Ridgid premium thread cutting oil. The last thing that you're going to get standard with the 300 complete is going to be your number 32 transporter. That's going to aid you and assist you into transporting your 300 complete on and off the job site. So when we come back, we'll get into some of the procedures of operating a 300 complete. In this video, we're going to discuss and go over how to install a set of your universal dies into your 811A universal die head for the 300 complete. If you'll notice, the die head itself is numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4 with pockets for the position of each one of the dies to go into. On the back side, you're going to notice that there's this back plate, cam plate here, says change dies, and it points that way. We need to have that slide all the way over so that we can open the pockets for the dies to actually be installed. First thing you want to do is unscrew the clamp lever until you can get the tab with the stop on it out of your way, and then you're going to slide that all the way to the side. Once that is slid all the way over, now you're able to actually position your dies into the pocket of the die head. Each die is going to be marked with a number that will correspond to each pocket on the front of the die head. And what you would do is you insert those to the line which is marked on the die segments themselves. So we'll put the number 1 die in first, insert to line. We'll get the number 2 in the number 2 pocket, insert that one to the line. We'll get the number 3 die, slide it into the number 3 pocket until it inserts to line. And then finally your number 4 goes in the remaining number 4 pocket. And you would insert those to line. Now what you're going to want to do is take that, your open and close throwout lever, and turn it towards the closed position to actually capture those dies. Now all 4 dies have been captured by the cam plate. At this point you loosen your adjustment screw, slide that over, and you're going to actually drop that tab back into position. When we come back, we're going to actually mount the 311 carriage to the power drive and show you how to put the die head in and set it for size. In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to install the 311 carriage onto your 300 power drive, as well as installing the die head, 811A die head, into the carriage itself. First thing that you want to make sure of before you attempt to put the carriage on is to make sure that the retaining ring assemblies are snug and the carriage arms are fully extended on your 300 power drive. Once those are snug and fully extended, they will not push back when you go to put that 311 carriage on. So we're going to grab our carriage with the 2 slots or openings on that carriage itself. It is going to fit and slide directly over the carriage arms on the 300 power drive. The next thing that you're going to need to attach is your collar assembly into the slot of the carriage arm, and then tighten the thumb screw so now you can slide that carriage in and out. We're going to get these two, the cutter and the reamer tool, out of our way. Now to install the die head. The die head post, there is actually a spot for the post to fit directly into that carriage. With that die head slightly in the up position, you're just going to push directly where that post is, and now your die head is attached and set up. Now you are ready to begin threading process. We're going to go over how to install properly install and place the pipe in your 300 complete. Before you do that, you want to make sure that your power drive is in the off position as well as unplugged from the power source. Then you're going to take your pipe, slide that through the front chuck jaws, and for your longer sections of pipe, it may be more beneficial and easier for you to install the pipe from the rear of the machine. First thing you're going to do once your pipe's installed is you're going to close the centering guide on it, which is going to position and center that pipe in the back of your power drive. Next, you're going to want to close your chuck jaws down, and with the hammer chuck, give it a couple good wraps on it to lock that pipe in place. Now the pipe is ready for cutting, reaming, and threading. With our pipe installed on the 300 power drive, 300 complete setup, now we have a mark on our pipe which you need to mark to cut to length. You're going to bring that cutter down, get it into position on your mark, and at this point we're going to flip the machine switch into forward, which we have already plugged it in. Now we're going to run the machine and apply a quarter turn of pressure per rotation of pipe until we cut through the end of the pipe. At this point, we're going to bring our reamer down. There is a spring-loaded latch on that reamer. You're going to push it up and slide that reamer all the way in until you feel and hear that latch drop back in to extend your reamer to be able to ream the pipe. Now we're going to have to apply pressure with your carriage arm, lever arm, to actually ream that pipe out. Now we're going to push that latch back up until you hear it clip back in. You're going to get that tool up and out of your way. At this point, we're prepared, we're prepped and ready to thread. So we're going to bring our 811A die head down, and we are going to adjust it to size. We are going to be threading a piece of 2-inch pipe today. So we're going to loosen the set screw on it, match the lines up, 2-inch to 2-inch. And we're going to snug that clamp lever back down. At this point, we're going to drop that die head into the closed position, which means that we are ready to thread. Once that piece of pipe, end of the pipe, gets to the last tooth on each one of those dies, that's when we're going to throw that lever open and finish the threading process. So we're going to get the oiler into our right hand, and on the 418 oiler, the spout will swivel on it. And we're going to have that pointed to the side so that we can hit the front of that die head and funnel that oil directly onto the dies themselves. It's very important to have plenty of oil when you're threading pipe. So we're going to slide our die head in with the lever arm, get it spinning. And there is our completed thread. In this video, we're going to discuss and go over how to set up the number 32 transporter for moving your 300 power drive on and off of a job site. As you can see, we've already removed your carriage assembly as well as the 418 oiler. Once you have that moved, you're going to want to wrap the back end of that 300 power drive, the cord, tight so it doesn't get in your way as you're transporting this. Okay. The first step you want to do before you engage this is to double check and make sure that your retaining ring assemblies, the set screws in those, are good and snug on both sides of your carriage arms. Once those are good and snug, Now you're set and ready to attach the number 32 transporter to your 300 power drive setup. You have your solid shaft in the center, your 2 stop pins on the sides. These stop pins, if you could see those, are going to go into both of your rail arms for the 300 power drive. So when you go to put this on, your stop pins are facing down. They are going to go inside of the carriage arms. Now you're going to clamp down the chuck mechanism just like you would if you were chucking up a piece of pipe. Give it a couple, 3 good wraps on it. Now your transporter is attached to your 300 power drive. Now that we have our 32 transporter securely fastened in place, what we're going to do is lower the front end of the machine down onto the 2 wheels of the 32 transporter. So carefully tilt the machine forward and bring your wheels down until they touch the ground. At that point, you're going to come around the back of the machine, push the tray to fold the 1206 stand, and you'll see the top back center leg actually has a chain for fastening the legs together. But before we do that, one of the best practices is to take that foot switch, slide that over that leg and the chain itself. So now that when you attach the chain around the other 2 legs, you are actually able to fasten and secure that foot switch, so now it will not fall in front and trip you up with the wheels. Now you're ready to go.